All I'm all I'm gonna say is Steven Universe wasn't a bad show. I mean, it did kind of get bad with the final seasons, but that's Cartoon Network's fault for, canceling the show before it was supposed to be canceled. Rebecca Sugar could only do so much on one final season.
Hey, Dio.
God damn it, I'm not looking at Bleeding Shadow again.
Pingus!
Yeah, he
Hey,
Any-
everyone.
Anyway, and really, the only bad thing about Steven Universe was the fucking fans. The fans that made me never want to admit that I was a fan because holy shit, whether or not I like that Rose Quartz was drawn skinny is not the point. I can be like, well, I don't like this. I mean, Rose is a plus size girl in the show, but I would basically just say that. I wouldn't be like, go kill yourself because you drew her wrong. This is
And
why I hated admitting I was a fan when the show was on the air, because it's like, yeah, I don't want to be compared to assholes who told a teenage girl to kill herself because she drew Rose Quartz skinny.
I remember when I was getting into the show itself, like this was, of course, when I was, in the MLP fandom. I kept seeing a lot of the Steven Universe fans at the time say, no, we don't need to become like those mother effing bronies and crap like that because they will ruin
Strangely
everything.
enough, I don't remember anyone in the My Little Pony fandom telling people to kill themselves.
No, the only thing I can bring up, even though it's not what the bronies or MLP fans did to someone, but what someone did to them, was the two accounts where you had one kid who brought a Rainbow Dash book bag to school only to get bullied, and sorry, my bad. The
I heard about that.
principal.
That pissed me off. It's like,
Wait,
you're basically
that
telling...
actually happened?
Yeah, the principal basically said the bullies were in the right to bully you by saying maybe you shouldn't bring a Rainbow Dash lunch bag. And it's like, no, you're supposed to tell the bullies you're not going to do this shit, or I'm going to make sure you have Saturday detention the whole year.
What I would love to have done is beat the ever living crap out of the principal and say, you're not allowed to bring that ugly mug to school again. You look like that tomorrow, I'm going to keep kicking your ass and see how stupid that is.
Considering fans like Josh...
Oh, it's open chat.
Yeah,
it's open chat.
Considering fans like Josh Scorcher who are in the military, it's like, yeah, I'd like to see you basically try and make fun of them for liking My Little Pony without your ass getting kicked.
Muraku! And also the second one, also High Nep. And the other thing I thought that the second one was where a kid was tormented so badly, and since I can't say the word because of YouTube,
he attempted to yeet himself because of bullies.
Yeah, he wanted to cancel his life subscription.
That pissed me off too, because it's like, I don't get it. If a little girl says she likes Transformers or Ninja Turtles, it's like, oh, that's adorable. But the minute a boy likes something that's considered traditionally feminine, it's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And I'm just here like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why is it okay for a girl to like something that's considered a boy thing?
Yo!
But the minute a boy likes something that's considered a girl thing, there must be something wrong with him, or he must be gay or something. And it's like, no, you don't do that. And that pissed me off. And I hope, despite from what I heard, he has brain damage now. He's living a better life now.
Yeah. And one thing I do want to throw out there too, I never really answered your question in particular when you kind of just asked, well, you didn't really ask, but you were stating that the reason why you liked MLP was because you are in technicality an OG fan. But the reason why, I can only speak for myself, But the reason why I liked My Little Pony Generation 4 is simply because it was a good story. It was, had like, interesting characters, and even though, like, what's funny is, I mean, okay, so a little history. I was going to say this for October when, I actually joined the fandom, but a little history lesson of how I got into the show. So, you see, in every October, I watch scary stuff, creepy stuff on YouTube for fun. So after work, I would come home and watch creepy YouTube videos. And I was watching creepy video game
Pastas?
characters and stuff,
Creepy
to
pastas?
which it kind of, sent me down this rabbit hole of, creepy video game things, all the way till I got to that one Flash game called Luna. Dee, you know about that, don't
Luna takes over your computer and gives you creepy pictures.
you? What's funny about that is, I will admit this, it was 1 o'clock, I was tired as hell, and seeing Pinkie Pie jump scare did freak me the F out.
Do you remember the blank game?
Oh god, no, 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 no. But
I've never been so scared for Apple Bloom in my whole life. And this
But-
wasn't even official to canon. I mean, when we first saw Starlight Glimmer, I started having PTSD because I started thinking, blank flanks, blank flanks, blank flanks, blank flanks. Oh god, they're gonna kill you if you refuse to give up your cutie mark. Oh god, oh god.
but what I was going to finish off with though is, when I was looking at the Luna video, I was reading the comments, and thankfully there was nothing but positive things like, "Hey, I really like MLP. I'm a grown male," and blah blah blah. Like, some people were confused, and I was confused because I had that mindset that MLP was going to be cutesy, rootsy, girly girl to the point where it's about teacups and rainbows and crap like that, aka Generation 3, if you will. But
Lesson I've come to learn. A piece of media like a movie or a show isn't inherently bad. It's just the fandom that makes it seem bad.
yeah. And also, to kind of finish off, though, is I watched a commentary on the, like they were watching season 3 of episode 1 and 2. Not gonna lie, they made it work because I really wanted to turn away as soon as I heard My Little Pony, My Little Pony.
Okay, you can't hold the show's thing in response to the theme song. I mean,
oh no, Didi, you gotta remember, I was new to doing this. This was before I became a fan, so this is like I guess you could say, the rite of passage to become a MLP fan. But then the other part that I really cringed at first, mind you, was ladybugs, sunshine awake, clap your hooves and do a little shake. Like,
you haven't done anything that you did as a kid with like a relative or something.
what to be fair, I didn't know the backstory of Cadence and Twilight at the time. And so it kind of came off as, oh god, what am I doing? What are you doing, Dionysus? Why are we doing this? But I gave it 3 episodes, and the Babseed and Jimmy Pinkie Pie episode was pretty good. And then I kind of started from season 1, and, well, here we are.
Also, if you read any of the comics, am I the only one who's disappointed that Babsy didn't end up being a roller derby pony and instead a hairdresser?
I think that would have been pretty cool. Like, that should have happened.
Yeah, they had a comic where, because Sweetie Belle had like an ear infection or something, she couldn't go to Manhattan with Rarity for a fashion thing, and she was gonna hang out with Babseed. So Rarity hangs out with Babseed doing girly stuff, and it takes Sapphire Shores to be like, well, would you like doing certain things if it was something your parents liked? And she's like, well, no. And that's when she takes Babs to a roller derby thing. And Babs is enthralled by it. And I'm like, okay, that's got to be what her cutie mark's going to relate to. And then later season, we get a thing of a letter where Babs gets scissors indicating she's a hairdresser. I'm like, I'm very disappointed.
Yeah, that would have been pretty cool.
Oh,
Right.
don't mind the noise. I'm just drawing.
But yeah, I mean, the MLP fandom was really tame. I mean, yes, there's that other side, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. That
If we're talking about the clopping, every fandom has that side.
Yeah, I was talking about that, but I didn't want to say the word because, that's the we don't talk about Bruno moment, if you will. The only difference is at least Bruno did no wrong in technicality.
Oh yeah, I've been watching on YouTube because I refuse to get TikTok for various reasons, but someone did a thing where it's if the Madrigal family were white Americans, and they basically decided that the whole thing of why we don't talk about Bruno is he came out as gay at Thanksgiving, and I'm like, why?
What? Yeah, like.
Yeah.
I mean, not just that. It's kind of.
That would have been cringe and a half.
Yeah, it's like.
You basically took a song that is basically showing both sides and kind of giving you an understanding when you find out why Bruno left and basically making a joke of it.
Yeah, and also, like, I hope the person understands it's not just white conservative people that have issues with the LGBT. There are plenty of other individuals, Black, Asian, Chinese individuals who really hate the LGBT.
Yeah, how many? What's Disney on for their first gay character? 20th one.
Oh yeah,
that's only in the film enough so that they can cut those scenes out for Chinese audiences.
Yeah, and mind you, it's the 101st. And it has lost all fucking meaning. Like, if, again, massive props to the Owl House for having the cojones, the spine, to be like, hey, I'm LGBT. Granted, it's not rubbed in your face like modern day comics, but it's still, oh look, here's a bisexual and lesbian.
Look,
cool.
They don't say it every 5 minutes. That's why I like it.
Also, yeah, I mean, that's...
Also, 2 endangered birds to Disney, which are perching on my hand for that BS that it's because the Owl House isn't fucking episodic and has an arc that they're canceling it. I notice you haven't canceled Amphibia yet.
Exactly, and mind you, we're not throwing dirt at Amphibia by no means. We love Amphibia. It's kind of weird how the Owl House is episodic, and it is a good show.
Episodic means you can watch any episode and not have to worry about having to watch it in order to
okay. I kind of got
it. Has an arc. It basically you gotta watch it in order to understand things. Kind of like not including the beginnings and the finales of seasons. My Little Pony is more or less, or Generation 4 anyway, is more or less a thing that would be episodic because you could watch any episode and not have to worry about it having to link to, the season final.
Yeah, exactly, because, episode, I don't know if this is the legit episode, mind you, but, you had, like, episode 8 where it's like, oh, it's winter wrap-up, and, oh, look, it's episode 12 with the fall weather, okay, so this is, a massive leap, but a certain time has, expired here.
But with the Owl House, it has an arc. It's not episodic. If you were to try and watch an episode out of order, it wouldn't end well Well,
What?
because you'd be confused.
But at the same time, we can say the same about Amphibia because while there are a little bit of filters in there, it's still a hey, we gotta go from point A to point B.
Well, that's
And yet,
my point.
Once
That
you get it done, all right.
that B that BS that it's because it's not episodic is why they're canceling it. Meanwhile, the Amphibia is basically the same thing as the Owl House. Yeah, they might have 1 or 2 episodes where you don't have to know the main storyline, but it's mostly you gotta watch in order to understand. Let's just anyone who believes that BS can kiss my white ass because let's be honest, it's the fact that Lucy is unabashedly bisexual and Amity is unabashedly a lesbian that it's being canceled because Disney can't show it in China or Russia because we can't have queer people. It's not natural. Meanwhile, you got a bunch of rats that have same-sex relationships. We have a book about 2 male penguins who raised a baby chick.
Oh,
But yes, clearly being queer is not natural.
and also one thing I
that's
want
not
to throw
my
out there
dad,
too is
Sniper. That's my
What?
uncle.
I was about to say, I thought your dad was a little darker.
No, that's my uncle.
Yeah, I thought your dad kind of abused the shit out of you.
That was my stepdad.
Oh,
Biological dad, however.
Ooh.
He's
But
still
no, I
alive.
mean,
My bad.
but
What
I wanted
now?
to throw something out there though. Kind of going with what BB was saying. Like, yeah, it is absolutely weird how Amphibia's still okay, mind you. We're not throwing shade again. We love the show, so don't take this out of context or anything. We love the show, but it's
Hell,
weird how
I'm
that's
trying to figure out how to make a My Hero Academia crossover fic with Amphibia.
But it's just weird how Amphibia is still okay. It still stays. Meanwhile, and the outhouse has to go, and it's like, wait, are you only doing this because of the LGBT? Because it feels like you're doing it because of the LGBT thing. And it's but don't forget, everybody, Disney likes support the LGBT.
This is why I love Alex Hirsch. Drug those assholes in 2021, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you are so fucking full of it! And when you find out in the Love God episode of Gravity Falls, the old woman was supposed to end up with another old woman, you kind of see why he's basically like, fuck you, you fucking lying assholes. Because
Exactly.
it's like, you wouldn't let me have 2 women get together because, heaven forbid, China has to accept that we accept queer people in this country.
Oh, I got bad news for China. We exist.
Someone
Why
actually
does Disney even bother with China?
Yeah, suck it,
Money.
China.
Money.
Taiwan is
Oh
real.
yeah, right. The
Oh,
root
yeah,
of all evil.
I'll have to post the picture later, but I was looking through the first art book, which is The Beginning, as it's called, and they showed the map that Rebecca Sugar made for the world, and right where Russia's supposed to be is a giant thing of ocean. Basically, she nuked Russia in her version of Earth.
And nothing of value was lost.
Amen to that there, Shimonetta dude.
Oh, by the way, one thing I also wanted to throw out there too. Dee, I've been meaning to tell you this because it's absolutely hilarious. So a couple of months or so ago, I seen this one tweet. I don't remember the entire details, but all I do know is they were stating that we, bisexual individuals, have quote unquote this privilege because we can, and I quote, blend in as in we can just date the opposite gender due to bisexuality. And I just put,
I've heard a lot of horror stories where even though you can date the opposite sex, if you admit that you also are attracted to the same sex, it'll get you thrown out of your house.
well, no, this guy was just talking about like we have this kind of we the way he worded it was as if we are some kind of aliens and we're trying to blend into
That's
society.
like fucking saying that someone who has one black parent and one white parent can pass for white or something.
Yeah, it's woke logic, so there's no common sense to be found.
I swear. We get
Well, I'm
dumber
actually
every
sorry that you're actually
generation.
going through that there, Ultra Sniper. I mean, Ultra Sniper X says, I always hate it when my Wi-Fi is slow and I keep getting those errors.
Sorry to hear.
Yeah, freaking, this is what we have to go through with like modern technology. I mean, basically,
Yeah.
Hey, I remembered one time where I can't use my phone to get into your streams.
There was
Yeah.
just one time at band camp.
Well, at least one thing we can be thankful for modern technology. We don't have to use dial-up anymore. Huzzah!
Oh God, remember this? Get off the internet! I gotta use the phone.
oh God, yeah.
I actually remember my parents actually getting 2 phone lines just so we could use the internet and the phone.
Remember the corded phones, like how
Wait,
you had
how
to,
much would that
stand
cost
and
anyways?
like remember the corded phones, so you can't really walk around.
Evidently, we got enough money because we ended up with 2 phone lines just so we'd be able to use the internet and the phone at the same time, because it was a hassle when you basically had to,
Cool, Sniper.
do like
it's all good. Besides, we all make mistakes.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, exactly.
Basically, you had to do like a school paper or something, but then if your parent had to, call someone for some reason or another, either you had to stop doing your paper or someone had to just accept they weren't going to be able to use the phone. So we cut that shit out and got 2 phone lines.
Yeah, just cut out the middleman. But now, remember when the phones came with a cord? Like you couldn't really walk anywhere; you had to stay in that one spot.
I think we had a phone with a cord until I was 5, and then we went with wireless.
I mean, we did have that that big chunky wireless phone, the one that you had to charge.
Like I said, we then got a wireless phone. We had 2 of them actually, and I would sometimes take the other phone and listen to conversations. While
you did that too?
Yeah.
So did I.
Okay, appreciate it. Basically, my uncle's actually been showing me that we actually own Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Ooh.
So probably after the stream, I'll actually watch it.
You need to
Blu-ray
watch
or
it.
on...
I'm gonna say it again.
I've heard many good things about
I saw it in
Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Whoa. Let DD finish, okay? Let DD finish. Go ahead, DD.
I actually went with my sister and my sister-in-law. Another reason why I call BS on Disney's thing, because they act like gay people don't exist when it comes to China. My sister's married to a Vietnamese woman. Anyway, we went and saw a movie while they were down for Christmas, and it was Ghostbusters Afterlife. And let me tell you, this is what I had wanted for 2016. A passing of the torch, not this bullcrap. And I couldn't help but cackle like a mad woman when Paul Feige, got upset that there wasn't going to be a reference to 2016. I'm like, it's its own universe. It's its own universe. It can't be referenced because it's its own universe, you motherfucking simp bastard fuck boy.
Hey, guys, so I'm done with my new drawing, and I just shared it on the Discord, and I want to know what you guys think of it.
Okay.
Okay.
But yeah,
well,
like I mean, the reason why no one pays attention to the 2016 is simple. It's woke garbage. You got that stupid joke about the wontons that say about 6 to 7 to maybe even 10 times throughout the movie, and not
yeah,
once
and
is
that
it
wasn't
ever
even
funny.
funny the first time, even.
And then you got that damn queef joke. Remember the queef joke?
Oh yeah.
Now,
I don't like queef
I
jokes.
never even watched the movie, so I have no recollection of the awful queef joke. But I heard
Now-
how bad it
now
is.
here- now here's
Therefore,
what I will say. I'm going to say this right now. Even as a kid, I never really liked the whole body barrel movement jokes. I mean, I still like Ren and Stimpy. I still like Rocko's Modern Life and All Real Monsters. But I
yeah,
just
but
didn't really.
with Rocko's Modern Life, stuff was clever that you had to wait till you were old enough to understand to get the jokes. Same with Animaniacs.
Yes, but I mean, it's just like the gross out humor I just never really cared for. The only time a fart/poop joke was ever funny was when I played a certain game, came to a certain level, and
The Great and Mighty Pooh. I knew it.
I'm the great mighty Pooh, and I'm gonna throw my shit at you.
oh yeah.
I'm gonna admit, characters like Barry and Sally Acorn probably piqued my interest, but it wasn't until Beastars that I realized, oh my god, I'm a furry.
Okay, if you're going to do that whole I'm not a furry but thing, Rouge the Bat.
Okay, Shadow, why are you posting your thing for D&D in...
Oh, oops! I thought that was the Otaku Squad. Sorry.
Ah. But I mean, like what I was saying though, it's like that the reason why that works so much is because you have never seen something so ridiculously outlandish as the Great Mighty Pooh in a video game. It works because of just how
Yeah, but
absurd it is.
can we talk about Barry? Holy shit. How the fuck did Conker get Barry?
Well, I mean, to be fair, it's the same thing like Roger Rabbit with Jessica Rabbit. How the fuck did he get that?
Well, I highly doubt Conker makes Barry laugh.
Yeah, true. I mean, maybe he's just good in bed or something. Like, God, I cannot believe that came out of my fucking mouth.
Well,
Oh,
damn it!
God.
Now I'm just imagining him with a giant sensor bar popping out of his crotch.
Now, see, that's funny because it's absurd and, of course, it's Conker's bad furry. It works because of how stupid and hilarious it is. But you sit there with a damn tape recorder saying, "Hey, listen to this," and it's a damn queef. What? What? And I
Also,
just
guys,
That was just cringe.
But
Yeah.
even Amy Schumer with, listen guys, my vagina is like a dumpster place. It's so disgusting. Let me tell you about my vagina for the 100th time. Like,
Yeah, it wasn't even funny the first time, lady.
like, can you stop talking about your disgusting vagina? And guess what? I would say the same thing about a dude with a damn penis joke. Like, no.
look, let's keep all the freaking genitalia jokes out of the equation because basically that is just being overused.
Yeah, way overused.
I said let's look at Gabriel Iglesias, who has never used such jokes, but thank you for muting me and assuming that I was gonna use that.
Wait, what?
Yeah, my mic got muted.
Huh.
Anyway,
Oh,
Gabriel Iglesias, yes, we have the whole fluffy thing and his love of chocolate cake and stuff. But he makes sure to come up with new things to keep the material fresh. If he just focused on
hang on.
fluffy and stuff,
Yes.
he'd be stale after a while.
Exactly. I mean, again, you jump back to fucking Amy Schumer, where it's, hey, let me talk to you about my vagina for the 100th time. Like, no. You look at Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle has not done the, Rick James bitch joke or any, old jokes like he did in the past for a
Yeah,
very long time.
I just love his comment of,
The Rick James bitch bit was funny when it was funny the first time. There's no need to repeat it.
Exactly. But D, what are you about to say?
I love his thing of, your boos mean nothing. I know what makes you cheer. I love that comment.
God, so do I.
Oh,
It is
yeah.
absolute golden. That right there is golden because, yes, it is true. They boo Dave Chappelle. They boo anything that's good, fun, what have you. But the Orange movie, wink, wink. Yay, you're so brave and bold.
Yeah, no, you just gave predators something to jerk off to.
AKA the people who complain about roadies and male feminists, and
Yeah, once the whole woke stuff wears out, which, by the way, it should have been already.
I hope the FBI has every one of those people who watched the Orange movie on a list, so once the woke shit finally dies out, they can be like, FBI, open up!
Now hold on.
Can I finish up?
Now we should be careful with that due to there was the reviewers who did it just to kind of do the review, like, okay guys, it is exactly as terrible as we said it was.
Unfortunately,
Yeah,
there will be casualties
guys
to war, but
these guys should be spared. They did it just they put their own sanity on the line for the rest of us, and these are the real heroes, folks.
Honestly,
I still say this movie and its message could have worked if they had made the characters mid to late teens and then hired 20-something-year-olds who could still pass for mid to late teens to play the characters.
Well, I mean, not just that, but it could have still worked with the whole fading to black, like you hear what twerking is, and you hear about what a sexy dance is, and then the girls go on stage and then fade to black. We get the message. We know it's just like what Lifetime has done, right? Where the predator walks into the room with the child and then closes the door, then it fades to black. Like
Yeah, we pretty much know what's gonna happen.
Yeah. Now,
Exactly.
one thing I also wait, what? Well, one thing I wanted to also throw out there too. I wanted to choose this for the longest time because I thought about this when you were talking about the whole how those girls treated you and they were cheerleaders and yada yada yada. Well, that reminded me of, well, first of all, just how screwed up the American education system is, just the fact they let football players and cheerleaders to get by because Bobby needs to play the big game on Saturday. And okay, so first thing.
Fuck the big game.
Well, hold on. First thing. The movie that I want to throw out there. This made my blood boil the same way that my blood boiled when I was listening to that D&D story about how that mentally handicapped guy wanted to play D&D, but that bastard, I think it was the DM, basically screwed him over and made goblins only attack him and all that shit, and thus he doesn't want to play D&D anymore. This movie is based on a true story, like a legit true story. So there's this mentally handicapped girl. Now I don't know the level of handicaps. It's not autism. It's God.
Was it like Down syndrome or?
I don't think it. Well, I think it probably would be Down syndrome. Maybe it's like think maybe Orny from Gilbert Grape a little bit.
Look, let's just say mysterious mental disability.
Okay, yeah. Well, we'll just go with that. Anyway, she was, in the words of Jay Senpai, McDonald's frapped by the football team. And she, was they discovered that she was McDonald's fat paid, but it didn't go so well because everyone was like, no, she's making it up because she's her. I don't want to say the word because it's
You
derogatory.
can't see my face, but I have a look of disgust on my face.
Yeah, no, that was my look as well. It's just they did that to her, and the school was like, no, this is the football team. The football team is good. They wouldn't do that because it's the football team. It's like, and one of the characters is us basically because when he was being interviewed by the police whatever, the guy was like, oh yeah, the school really loves their football team. They would be lost without them. And it's just the main message was your typical how America kind of worships the football team in
Basically,
school.
the guy was like, yeah, they did it, but the school's gonna lie and say they didn't do it because heaven forbid they have to go a season without winning.
Exactly. And
I
also
fucking hate
kind of
public school.
yeah, and kind of branching off of that, I remember that one Golden Girls episode where Dorothy, a substitute teacher, was trying to help this dumbass, aka football player, who was a dumbass because he's stupid, and he couldn't make a good grade, and he was going to miss the big game on Saturday. Dorothy loses in the end.
Ugh. Yeah, it's just
Well, it's
Like
ridiculous.
kind of
she-
like that episode of King of the Hill.
Again, that's why I fucking hate the public school system.
Anyway, it's
Hate
like that.
it.
It's like that episode of King of the Hill where Peggy's subbing at the high school. Now, don't get me wrong, Peggy is not exactly one of my favorite characters because she's so narcissistic, but she was basically right that you can't just pass someone just because they're on the football team.
Exactly. And
And everyone's like, oh, but McMahon buried Peggy. And it's like, yeah, but this kid's going to get beat up by the real world once he goes off to college because he's not going to know how to do shit because you've passed him so he can play in fucking football.
that was one of the only moments I really could stand by Peggy Hill and root for her. Just like with Dorothy, I was rooting for Dorothy to win this because just like what Peggy said, you passing this dumbass who doesn't know what 2 plus 2 is, but he can throw a football. He's going to get destroyed in the real fucking world because he's going like, I may not know how to do the stuff, but me know how to throw a football. Like, okay, cool.
Thankfully, the character Peggy Feld was able to figure out how to do things, and that was because Peggy figured out how to basically get him to understand by using football terms and stuff, and he was able to understand, so he was able to pass and thus play football. It wasn't a thing of, well, Peggy just has to suck it up that no one's going to listen to her and basically decide, and basically football is the holy grail over, making sure this kid's not going to be homeless on the street one day.
Exactly, and again, at least the kid in that scenario kind of wised up. Meanwhile, the kid in the Golden Girls, he was just a dumbass, and he failed. He got the touchdown or whatever, but Dorothy at least had the last laugh because she walked in. It's like, okay, now it's my turn to cheat you.
Senpai. You freaking betrayed me when you turned your back on me along with Tino Taj. So basically, you can actually go freaking.
Yeah, nobody
Whoa,
cares
what
about
the hell
TV
happened?
farms in this.
Whoa, what happened?
Nobody fucking cares about TV farm.
And I just wrote I wrote a nasty ass twit longer last night because I was so freaking pissed that I couldn't even think straight.
Also, Ultra Sniper X. Yes, DxD, a high school DxD is a good anime to watch. It is spicy if that's your thing, but yeah, it is definitely a good anime to watch. I highly recommend it.
Also,
Yeah.
I'm disappointed in the character's mom on that episode of King of the Hill. She said because they make it seem like he's mentally challenged and that football's the only thing that's helping him. And he got upset about it, which is why he was willing to try and learn what he needed to learn. Because it's like, whoa, I don't want you making it seem like I'm mentally challenged.
Well,
So,
wow, there you go. Like I completely forgot about that
and
part too.
the mom actually said to her son, "Hey, this is the only way you'll get into college, and I want you to go to college." And I'm like, "Yes, but college don't mean shit if he can't, live after college. He's gonna end up on the street or living in your house for the rest of his life. And you're gonna be like, what happened? I'm supposed to be alone now." And it's like, you assume that your son should just be passed because he was a football player.
And
Hey guys,
again,
I'll be right back. I gotta go do something for my grandfather real quick. So you guys keep talking.
Ducky.
Well, like you know,
Ultra
like I said,
Sniper,
video.
if you want my suggestions for mecha anime to watch, assuming you actually watch, are actually interested in mecha anime, just ask me anytime.
But no, one thing I do want to thought is just these. It sickens me how in real life football, whether it be just regular professional football or high school football, it's praised to no end, and teachers are recommended to pass Bobby, because he's got to play the big game. And
So how did that episode of Golden Girls end?
Okay, so I don't know the kid's name, but we'll just call him Bobby because
Dumbass.
you know what, dumbass. Yeah. So okay, so no matter how hard Dorothy tried to get dumbass to study and shit, he was more focused on the big game. And by the way, Dorothy was giving threats by a lot of individuals, like the coach and everything. One scene was she was given a fish on her, doorstep. And I forgot what Sophia said, but apparently a fish on a doorstep in Italian, or at least in fictional
Sleeping with
Italian.
the fishes.
Yeah.
They'll get thrown in the ocean, and they live in Miami, so.
Yeah. So it's like even the preacher who came in was like, "Hey, you should pass him," and Dorothy was like, wouldn't God want him to, pass school and shit? But of course, it doesn't work out for her. So dumbass goes to the big game, and I think he does a touchdown or whatever, but he breaks his leg. And at the end, Dorothy comes in with the philosophy book or whatever. I don't know which book it's called. I was like, okay, it's my turn. Like, we had an agreement. Now it's, since you're here, I'm going to read to you. I forgot what the book was called, but she at least got the last laugh, but at the same time, she still didn't succeed, though.
Yeah, but that definitely gives me a reason to like King of the Hill, because at least this character wasn't gonna, be like, you know what? I'm gonna go along with it and pretend to be a dumbass. No, he's like, I'm not mentally challenged. What the fuck, Mom?
I mean, yeah, exactly. It's just like, really effed up. And apparently the kid has some pride. Like, hold up. You think I'm dumb? No. I gotta change my ways right here and right now. Let's go, Peggy. Teach me how to do this math. Which, at least you are rooting for the football player, the dumbass, whatever, in this moment.
It's also one of the few times where you can sympathize with Peggy. The other being when she visits her family farm in a later season, and you see how big a bitch her mom is, and it's like, Jesus, no wonder she's so fucked up.
Exactly. And one thing I just wanted to kind of throw out though with the whole football thing is it sickens me how America basically turns football, whether it be in fiction or real life, into this, God among men thing where they can do whatever the fuck they want to you, aka what those cheerleaders did, and totally get away with it. And there's been plenty of Lifetime movies too that has this kind of plot where football or a cheerleader did a thing, and then they all getting away with it, but they get caught in the end. Again, like when those disgusting football players decide to McDonald's frappe a mentally challenged girl.
Yeah, well, joke's on most of my bullies. They're either hookers, in jail, or dead.
Man, you definitely fucking stood out. And I mean, props to you because look where you are now. And not just that, but you are a much better, and I say this platonically as always, you look a hell of a lot better than they could ever hope to look. You are a decent human being, and I am proud to call you my friend.
Likewise to you, Dio.
And I'm
That
proud
sounds
to
kind of
know
similar
all
to
y'all.
me and my friends.
And I, for one, am proud to have known all of y'all.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm just personally glad I have friends like you guys.
Oh, yeah.
Something
Real friends, unlike my other friends at high school. Well, I mean, there were one or two, but most of my friends were fake friends.
Oh, yeah. If y'all have watched that Umbrella guy recently, Jason Momoa is going through a divorce, and God, I hope he doesn't fall in the trap Johnny did, because God damn it, if he did not learn with what's happened to Johnny, he needs to be hit upside the head, because holy shit, man, you saw what she did to Johnny. Don't touch she who must not be named. Don't. She'll throw you under the bus too to try and have her way to get up in Hollywood.
yes. And also, hi Maggie.
Amber abuser herd's a fucking gorgon. She
That's-
literally turns men into stone.
Any man who's like, hey, she's hot, I date her, it's like, dude, did you not see what she did to Johnny?
Exactly.
And there is proof that she was the abusive one in the relationship.
Not just that, but I'm pretty sure it comes from guys who are just pathetic losers who are like, Milady would love me because I would treat her better.
I
Yeah,
would not
you-
want to go
Yeah,
to a
no.
I would not date a lady who frequently shits on a bed just to get at me. I'm sorry, but no.
How about the fact she ripped off a chunk of Johnny's finger and Johnny ended up with a bad infection and almost died? That bitch almost offed Johnny. And if he ended up dying because of that, I would hunt her down. I don't care if I end up in prison for the rest of my life. I would hunt her down and scalp
shit.
her. Wear that fucking ugly rag she calls blonde hair on my head, screaming, I have avenged him! I have avenged him!
Okay, who the fuck is the roaster?
Oh, God. See, this is why Mr. A needs to make one of us into the mods.
Not me. I don't want to be a mod.
Yeah, I'm
It's
not
too-
really that good a mod too.
I will be the perfect mod. I will be strict but firm. And all women are to wear miniskirts.
Yes! I for one support that idea. Oh, there, Shimonetta dude.
And any
Yeah.
men who are like Freddie Mercury has to wear skirts too. I'm still
Yes.
jealous of that
Shut
man.
the fuck up. No one gives a fuck what you're goddamn saying. Matter of fact, take a hike.
Matt, just ignore them until we can get Mr. Anime back.
Yeah, Maggie, Mr. A is helping his uncle at the moment. But yeah, just look at the comment section. But anywho, like what we were saying though, with football. I for one really don't like football because of just how obnoxiously overrated it is. And it's just It sickens me how much they're paid. Meanwhile, you got teachers who aren't paid that much, right?
Yeah, the people who are supposed to mold the next generation's minds.
Exactly. And also, hell, even the doctors aren't paid as much as a guy who can throw around a stupid ball.
Basically, where I live, football is the big thing, and if you're artistic, you're not going to be really admired.
And that's what pisses me off
But
too. It's like,
I guarantee you, if I ended up becoming famous for being like a comedian or something, they'd be like, "Oh, she was one of our greatest students. We're just not going to mention that we let her be tortured by assholes."
then you should make a little joke with that then. Like, oh yeah, you're great, alright. Great at letting someone get tortured by a bunch of bitches. Like, just call them out.
I mean, have y'all ever heard of Janis Joplin?
No.
She was a singer. In fact, she was my mother's favorite singer, and she ended up ODing, and she was basically ran out of her town when she was like 17. So when her body was brought back to be buried, everyone in the town was like, "Oh yeah, we were great friends with her." And her father was like, "Get the fuck out of this church, you fucking assholes. You ran my daughter off for like 20 years, and now you want to claim that y'all were best friends with her now that she's famous."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, what the hell?
Big fat load of bullshit.
It just comes off as we want to clean our consciences. Like, hey, no more bad blood, right?
And I promise you, if I ever do become a comedian, I'm dragging everyone short of my family, because most of my family I love and they are nice to me and didn't treat me bad. But everyone else who tortured me in school or stood by and watched me get tortured, you're going to be raked over the metaphorical coals.
Mr. A, please come back.
Mr. A, hurry up.
Please, for the love of God, hurry up. This roaster guy is really fucking annoying.
Hurry, Mr. A. Only you can save us, Obi-Wan.
He really needs to look up a guide on how to make someone a mod.
Exactly. Again, I would be more than happy to be a mod. But anywho, kind of make a new subject since this is like open chat. We can talk about whatever the heck we want.
Yeah, let's talk about giant robots and why they're fucking awesome.
Well,
that motherfucking Gundam.
Well, what I was going to say was, so I'm thinking on probably getting the Pokemon Arceus next paycheck. Like, I still got plenty of money left, but I think I'm going to be more, not frugal, but maybe put some into my savings account. And
I'm supposed to get my copy of the game tomorrow.
Nice.
I really don't care about Pokemon whatsoever. Like, Shin
I mean,
Megami
Sean,
Digimon, or get the fuck out.
Sean!
I mean, Pokemon Arceus has nothing but good things about it, though. It's really changing the Pokemon formula. Granted, I'm going to assume it's only going to be for this game. However, I do hope that they will bring some of the formula here over to Generation 9 and up. Like maybe we don't focus on...
Yeah. Let me guess, Roaster. You're going to bury yourself in the graveyard. Good. Nothing of value would have been lost.
Oh yeah, did y'all see the thing I posted in the Discord?
Not yet.
It was a picture I took from one of my art books, and it's basically the map of Earth in Steven Universe. There's a big gaping hole that is ocean where Russia usually is. basically Rebecca's middle finger to Russia on their terms for queer folk.
Rebecca Sugar didn't choose the thug life. Rebecca Sugar didn't choose the thug life. The thug life chose her.
I mean, I know she's said that it's basically always been nothing but ocean in the Steven universe, but it's like I like to imagine that something happened when they were trying to colonize Earth and Russia just ended up vanishing from existence.
And nothing of value was lost.
Indeed.
But I mean, in all technicality, Steven Universe, the Earth rather, like it's supposed to be based on legit Earth, just fictional stuff and stuff.
Yeah, like the sea spires and stuff wouldn't exist in our version of Earth.
Yeah. Like I mean, it's kind of like with anime where the story starts in Japan, but it's just got demons or giant robots or quirks or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, also, I am thinking that if with my comic, I am going to go with the RPG kind of.
When the fuck did I mention I was a fucking lolicon? You
Mr. Anime, we need you.
Asshole!
This is why you need to make someone a mod.
Yeah, I prefer Shimonetta, dude.
Yes, make me into the mod.
I want to be a mod. Can I be a mod?
I promise to be a fair.
Fuck you, Roaster.
I promise to be a fair, beautiful, sexy, thick mod.
Mr. A, you need to get rid of Roaster.
I already did. I already blocked and freaking put him on timeout. So basically, Holmes really needs to learn to look. Like I said, I've actually written a freaking lengthy twit longer about the Holmes actually freaking trying to actually, attack constantly me and you guys. I've actually had just about freaking enough.
Well, anywho, before we were interrupted by a person with no life, I mean, let's face it, who else goes to a live stream and...
Also, the new Steven Universe art book I've been reading, and for those who aren't aware of the show, there's this character called Rhodonite, which is the fusion of a pearl and a ruby. And you find out that there was actually going to be an episode where we find out about the Morganite that owned them. But it turns out...
So I have to ask, could you explain what happened to, Dino Senpai or whatever he is? What did he do?
Basically, both he and Tino Taj started accusing me of actually being a so-called kitty diddler.
Okay, I just want to ask to the Roaster, when, at any point in my 39 years of life...
Wait, 39?
39?
You're 39? Holy shit.
You're older than I am?
I was at 34 in April.
And I'm actually turning 33.
I'm 39 in March, but...
Holy shit. Oh, wait, your birthday's in March, too?
Yep.
Holy
Well,
shit.
happy early
My
birthday,
birthday's
man.
coming up, guys. I mean, basically, mine's
Happy
on the
birthday
16th.
to everyone.
My birthday
Thank you,
isn't
Frosty
on...
the Snowman.
Can I speak? My birthday isn't until October. And even then, in October, I'll be still younger than you guys at 20.
Hey,
Holy shit, you're the same age as Louisa right now.
Mm.
Anyway,
basically,
I just want to ask to all those projecting dipshits, when have I ever mentioned that I was into cheese fucking pizza?
Oh, also, nice Eternal Dragon Slayer, and oh, Didi, looks like you're not the only one whose birthday is in April, too.
hey, Maggie. Good to actually have you aboard. And
I'm gonna be honest. This is something that should have tipped us off that Rose Quartz was Pink Diamond in Steven Universe, because you have your main gemstones, like mine would be a diamond because I was born in April, but then you have secondary birthstones, and one of them is a rose quartz.
Oh, so you're turning 22 2 months there, Ultra Sniper? Well, basically, like I said, my birthday's just
by the way,
literally right around the corner.
Hold on, speaking of ages, I want to throw something out there real quick. Who here knows about gamer ranks?
What?
Gamer ranks.
I don't think I have.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, so there's this YouTuber who talks about games, right? Game ranks, so gamer ranks.
Yeah.
And, his avatar and name is Falcon. And he talks about, all the things that happen in gaming.
Oh, that guy! I don't pay attention to the channel names.
Oh, okay. So, fun fact, Falcon is in his 70s.
What?
Yeah.
He doesn't sound 70 to me, though.
I know. Like, I was kind of assuming he was one of us, like 30 or even 40.
I'd be expected in my day.
Oh, come on, Dee Dee.
In my day, I had to walk 15 miles in the snow to school. Uphill both ways.
My granddad was always back in 02 with me and Jesse and the boys. Even though it got kind of odd and funny when it was 2000, he was like, what's 02, Grandpa? You know what I'm talking about? Damn whippersnapper.
Goddamn Zoomers, get the fuck off my lawn!
Oh my god. The band Bowling for Soup actually released a song last year called Getting Older.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the lyrics is, getting old sucks.
Yes.
Yeah, ain't that the truth?
Damn right.
I mean, I'll be honest with you.
X actually wants to know what's your guys' zodiac, and they're a Taurus, and I'm an Aquarius
too.
What's a zodiac?
For me.
Chinese zodiacs. If you've watched
a zodiac is like example. I'm a Taurus because I was born April 28th, same day as Saddam Hussein. And yes, I'm sure some asshole in the comments will be like, "Well, that proves you're awful." And it's like, that's like saying Jay Leno's bad too because he also is April 28th.
Do we need to talk about Bakugo, Dee Dee?
Oh yeah.
Let's talk about the whole Hitler thing.
Yeah, but to answer your question though, I am a rabbit. Sadly, I was really hoping to be the boar.
No, not the Chinese.
I'm actually a boar myself.
I mean,
nice.
if you're talking about the Chinese zodiac, I'm a dragon. I always teased my sister that the reason my dad liked me more is because he loves dragons, so that makes me his favorite child. And then I would tease her because when she was born, she had bright, dark black hair, and you know how babies are like a darkish purple color when they are first born?
Yeah.
I teased her and said, "This is why you were born in the year of the monkey, because you look like a monkey."
I always teased my sister saying she was born with a tail.
My sister looked a lot like a monkey when she was first born. So when I found a thing for the Chinese zodiac, I found out she was born in the year of the monkey. So I tease her and say, "That's why you look like a monkey when you were born. You were born in the year of the monkey." My dad's a rat. My dad's a rat. My brother is the ox. And my mother was the pig. And when I told my mother that, she said, "You're just saying that because I'm fat." I'm like, "I'm sorry, you were born in a year that corresponds with your weight, Mom."
Basically, I'm a snake.
But I was also, if you're talking about the American zodiac, I am a Pisces, which is two fish. which is really kind of annoying due to my father. I love him, but he, likes to joke about, oh, that's kind of gay. He says the same thing about me liking chocolate mint ice cream.
Oh, I remember a couple of years back there was this thing where it was think of a food that corresponds with your Western and Chinese zodiac. I'm like, well, my Chinese zodiac, I'm a dragon, and my Western zodiac, I'm a Taurus, so roast beef.
Oh, okay. I'm a snake and I'm an Aquarius, so I can't really figure that out.
There are dishes that involve cooking snake in a soup.
What animal has October?
Scorpio.
Wait,
Oh.
it depends on when he was born, though.
Sweet.
True.
So
Oh wait, I think there's
I'm a
also
Scorpion?
wait, no. My little sister is Cancer, and she was July, I believe.
Shadow, were you born in early October or late October?
Shadow executed himself for some reason.
Actually, I'm still here.
Were you born in late October or early October?
Early October?
Okay, what would early October be, Dio?
I'm not sure. The only reason why I know October, at least late October Scorpio, is my used to be best friend was born on the 21st of October, and she's a Scorpio.
Wait, what is a Scorpio, anyways?
A Scorpion.
Yeah, turns out that the roaster actually from the video I was actually freaking roasting Razor Fist with.
Wait. The roaster was actually cheese pizza lover?
I don't know.
What's up? Next time you get done with the shovel, bring the shovel back up and do it.
Okay.
Second thing is your mother spoke to you. You just come in.
Well, you're winning, son.
Find out what the month wants. I know. Yeah, you have a register. Get that up.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm looking for a thing for the zodiac.
Yeah. If I find that the roaster is a cheese pizza lover himself and is projecting his bullshit onto us,
Okay.
I'm just gonna flip my middle finger.
Okay, Shadow, you're a Libra, and depending on what year you're born, I don't know what your Chinese
2002.
zodiac is. Okay.
So I would be 20 years old this year.
Just give me a second to put in Chinese zodiac 2002.
Yes, I know. I'm so
you
young.
Are a baby. Okay, so a Libra, which is a scale and a horse. Measuring horse meat to cook?
In Britain, they do eat horses.
Yeah, but I'm trying to figure out how that would work with a scale.
With my
thing, it's easy to figure out. At least European dragons, anyway, breathe fire. So roast beef.
Well, maybe a well-balanced horse meal. But
yeah, but don't they usually make glue with horse?
Yep, and also
they do the same with cows, though.
Yeah, and fun fact for you, in Animal Crossing, there's a character, a horse named Elmer, as in Elmer's glue.
No offense, but it would be funnier if it was a cow, since that's what's on Elmer's glue.
True. Well, I mean, there is a duck named Pate.
Aren't there types of octopi that look like Tokoyami or Okayami?
Yep, and that's exactly what the reference to him is. Oh, by the way, I have the robot octopus.
I remember when I got New Leaf. That was my very first Animal Crossing game. One of my neighbors I always made sure didn't move out was Naomi the cow because for some reason I just liked her.
Ah, nice. And also, don't you mean make sure she doesn't move out? I'm
Go
not
sit
sorry.
in the corner, Dio.
I'm not even sorry. I will sit in the corner, but I will still be smiling like a jackass.
Yeah, just wait until tomorrow's session and you'll learn.
Oh, by the way, speaking of the whole session, do you want me to tell you now or later about the whole paladin thing?
I already made a character for Shadow.
Yeah.
I gave
Okay,
him
I just actually
the
let my mother. Okay, I actually hate to interject here, guys, but I just let my mother try some freaking really spicy beef jerky, and oh my god, her mouth's on fire.
My
Oh.
hair is on fire! My hair is on
Wait.
fire!
For real?
Yeah, I basically she actually took a piece and she didn't notice it was actually freaking ghost pepper flavored.
You told her to drink milk, right?
She's actually freaking eating a pudding right now.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, I suppose if it has milk in it, but
I mean, wait, is it pudding made with milk?
believe so.
Milk is the best thing to drink when you eat something really spicy. Anyone who tells you that water is okay, no, water will make it worse.
Water's only okay if you were in a cartoon.
Yeah.
You want to drink milk if you eat something really, really spicy. I found that trick out when I accidentally ate a huge honking jalapeno pepper on some jalapeno bread. It was like they didn't even cut it into pieces. It was just one huge jalapeno.
Also, one thought there. Shadow, charisma. Make sure you have charisma for your paladin.
Don't worry, I did a thing. I found a guy, and I did the 3 main things that need to be the highest for Shadow.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind.
I think D and DD already went in with me like yesterday.
Yeah.
Already told me what I have to do and stuff.
Yeah, like I asked, do they want a great sword, short sword, regular sword, when they said they wanted a sword. I also gave you a scimitar for your second weapon, Shadow.
What's a scimitar?
It's a curved sword.
Okay, that sounds
it's like
cool.
A curved sword and
Think of a sword that a pirate would use, kinda.
Okay, that is cool.
Actually, I thought pirates use cutlasses.
Well,
Also, I used a homebrew called Half Devil since I didn't have a demon thing for character option for race. So Half Devil gave him the devilish parentage background, and
yeah, I'm cool with that.
You should more or less be good. Also, please keep the edge lord to a minimum, please. I really don't want to have to be like my feelings war for the great Za with your character.
Okay.
To be fair, I was trying to go for like a Trixie from MLP, but
Also,
yeah, it doesn't work when it's a bird person and not a unicorn.
Yeah, and also
anyway, guys.
And also, everybody knows
this as well.
Looks like Dr. Pepper.
Actually, it's RC Cola.
Nice.
What is it?
Didn't Family Guy make a joke that RC Cola sucks? I mean, you have Stewie and Brian in the desert. They think they found like a Pepsi Cola machine. They get there and you think it's just gonna vanish. No, it turns out to be an RC Cola machine.
Yeah, in fact, they also actually made a reference to freaking what do I want to say there to RC Cola in freaking in the Cleveland show because Cleveland's dad actually drinks it.
There's also Mr. Pibb.
I remember the one cutaway gag with Peter when he was like Moses. Okay, these are the 10 Commandments. Don't drink all of the Mr. Pibb. Thou shalt not drink all of the Mr. Pibb.
Yeah.
I have to admit my favorite thing of that skit was and no pointing out the billboards on this journey. And everyone proceeds to do it. He's like, God, it's gonna be a long 40 years.
Also, Ty Ironclaw thought that Mr. Pibb was American Dad.
I think it was both, to be honest.
I kind of want to know.
American Dad.
Because, okay, if I can interject here, it turns out that Family Guy, American Dad, and the Cleveland Show are all made by Seth MacFarlane.
That's common knowledge. How does no one know that?
Yeah, but don't American Dad and Family Guy take place in the same universe?
Yeah.
The Cleveland Show
the Cleveland Show.
The Cleveland Show for obvious reasons, because Cleveland was a character on Family Guy. Family Guy and American Dad take place in the same universe. And before anyone says how could it be, besides various episodes having them in either's show, you have to take into account that Peter is friends with the Grim Reaper. So aliens being a thing is not that far a stretch.
Oh God, I love Dad.
Yeah, he's such a freaking interesting character.
Wait,
Also,
is The Simpsons and Family Guy, not Family Guy, Futurama part of the same universe?
I don't know if that counts or not, considering it was just one crossover episode.
No, I was actually referring to Futurama. Family Guy and not Family Guy, The Simpsons and Futurama.
Well, that in and of itself is weird because we see in various episodes of Futurama Simpsons merchandise. So, unless this is like a Truman Show thing, there should not be Simpsons merchandise.
Yeah, and also, guys, my older sister's birthday is actually coming up in... Hang on. I'll be right back.
Okay. Well, we'll keep talking. We'll keep being here and doing our thing.
Well, I was just curious because...
Curiosity kills the cat.
But Matt Groening created both Simpsons and Futurama.
I know, but again, with that crossover episode, it gets weird because you see in various episodes of Futurama and Simpsons merch, like the giant garbage ball that's about to hit Earth from the 20th century. You see a bunch of Bart Simpson dolls.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. This guy doesn't even fucking give up.
Because he has no life. Like, what do you expect with someone who doesn't have a life? They have no loved ones. They will never know what it's like to be loved or have friends because they're just a morbidly obese blob sitting in their parents' basement, smelling like shit, piss, and dried up whatever the fuck is down there. Never.
These assholes wish they had someone like Louisa.
And they often think of themselves as Chads, but in actuality, they're really just pathetic.
Louisa will never touch people like this.
Also, I've already blocked the roasters, so basically, in fact, this is actually a second account. I don't know how many alt accounts this freaking a-hole freaking needs.
Well, he's a loser.
I already blocked him, Maggie, so basically, it's just freaking ridiculous.
At least when I make another account, it's a legit reason because Mama Susan keeps eating me from YouTube because I don't even know what the fuck I did wrong. other than speak my goddamn mind.
Again, these people are just a sad, pathetic scab of the earth. They will never in a million years know what it's like to have friends or to be loved. No woman, no matter how horny they may be, will ever touch these disgusting blobs of uselessness.
Yeah,
Also,
these are the
guys,
guys who don't.
And I, for one, am thankful for that.
These are the
Also,
people who don't seem to realize
Right?
that
yeah,
just because
good.
the feminazis are ugly doesn't mean they're desperate enough to touch you.
Exactly. I mean, they're just like, milady, may I have some Gucci,
I want
milady?
someone to do a comic where one of these sickos tries to get Louisa to drop her panties, and she just picks them up and chucks them into the sun.
That would be
God.
great.
I wouldn't chuck him into the sun really, because that would pretty much make the sun explode.
Look, all I'm saying is the only buff girl I ever liked before Louisa hit the scene was Sakura from Danganronpa. And it's because you can still more or less tell she's female, even though she is buff. Meanwhile, you got She-Hulk that looks like Bruce in drag.
Which,
If
by
they
the
would-
way, I'm planning on getting that. I'm still thinking about it, but there's that new She-Hulk comic where they would turn her back to the normal, beautiful self, and it seems like it is good. I'm thinking of getting it on Amazon, but I'm still not sure if I should because it's still Marvel, and it's kind of complicated because like they did a good job, so I should reward them. But at the same time, if I buy the comic, then these idiots will say, "See, comics are still selling. People like my woke agenda comics."
Yeah, fuck you. If I'm buying a She-Hulk comic, it's sexy She-Hulk, not Bruce and drag She-Hulk. And god damn it, if they would do female characters more like Louisa and Sakura, then I'd be more interested in reading that shit. I don't like looking at a woman who could pass for a man to where I'm looking at her skirt and wondering if a giant sausage is about to pop out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Also,
that's-
guys, another thing. The reason why I got the RC Cola here is because I used to drink this when I was down in Texas.
No.
We're in Texas.
I mean, my god. I saw Louisa, I'm like, holy shit, a buff girl that's actually attractive. Because I never thought that would be fucking possible because they keep making buff girls in fiction fucking hideous.
Exactly.
Yeah, in fact, Ty Ironclaw actually brings up a good point. Sakura also embraces her natural femininity while still bearing an overwhelming presence. She isn't a stereotypically butch woman.
Exactly.
Yes, and that's why she's a great character because she is a character that yes has massive muscles, but she isn't butch. She isn't me and ma'am. You will respect my vagina.
I mean, Louisa is awesome because yeah, she's strong. She has super strength. She's buff, but you can see that she's vulnerable. I mean, she has a breakdown when her powers start going on the fritz because the magic's dying, which I'm still pissed at her grandmother Alma for basically being like, we're busy worrying about your sister Isabella getting married to the guy that looks like your grandfather, more or less. And it's like, your granddaughter is having a panic attack because she feels like she's worthless without super strength, and you're worried about whether or not your oldest fucking granddaughter is gonna get married in a Oedipus-like thing.
And I'm just at least glad that they went with a bad female instead of a bad male, or in this case, a bad father figure, because I'm getting tired of fiction always going for the male doing something
Felix
bad.
and Augustine, they are awesome. Augustine's like, when Alma's like, you should have told us when you saw the prediction. He's like, I was worried about my daughter more than a fucking house.
There you go. Like Dad of the Year.
It's basically like, I can always buy or build another house. My daughter gets hurt or worse, I can't replace her like I can a house, you fucking old hag.
Yeah, and that was great because again, it shows that there are good fathers, and it's great to see that in fiction. Since a lot of the time, mostly it's comics, always want to make men look terrible.
Oh,
also, Maggie Negan brings up a good point. Like, is She-Hulk a bad idea on Disney Plus? Just want to hear your opinions.
It depends. If she ends up looking like Louisa and not that hideous design they had, I'm all for her being in Disney Plus. If she ends up looking like that hideous design, no.
See,
More
that's the
Louisa, less Bruce and drag, damn it.
yes, but see, that's the issue though. It's like, will they go for a good-looking female character, or are we going to have ma'am, where we have to erase the female gender? Because notice how it's always the female gender they're wanting to wipe out, right? Like, let's talk about this one app for a second. I was watching the quartering a while back, well, a couple of days ago rather, and he was talking about there was this female-only app, meaning you have to be born a woman and still be a woman to this day in order to join. Which, mind you,
so in other words, screw trans women.
well, hold on. Which, mind you, is their right. You know, a man has the right to have their own space. A certain group of individuals, whether it be white, black, Asian, Hispanic, what have you, deserve to have their own space, etc., etc. And mind you, yet again, that the trans community has several apps dedicated to them. And so they are wanting, well, the women, the trans women, are wanting to cause, BS and heat because they're not allowed on this app, which, again, it kind of comes off as a child wanting to participate in everything their older sibling is going in, when yet they have no business there. It's not for you. It's not meant for you. This is not
Mr.
your space.
I had to go outside and take the dog out, and I kind of slipped on some ice, and it kind of hurts right now, so I can't be part of the stream.
Well, it's actually been good having fun and having you on, but please...
You might want to go to a doctor and get that checked.
Mother Nature is such a cruel bitch.
Right.
Well, I'm fine, but it's like my butt that hurts a little, but...
Oh, I thought you twisted your ankle or something.
Are you feeling butt hurt?
I know that feeling.
I don't...
Oh my god.
Hey, you ain't the only one that's actually done it before, Bleach Out. I've actually freaking... When I was coming out of work once and going down the stairs, I freaking slipped on a thin sheet of ice and freaking...
Oh. But, I mean, it was kind of similar, but I forgot to sweep the porch, and here we are now.
Well, I remember when skating rinks were still a thing.
So, I'm gonna have to wrap this up. Stick with the shadows, because at the end of the day, the darkness is always with you, and thanks for having me on here.
Sure thing, man.
By the way, who the fuck is Bungie Guy?
I don't know.
Is he being an asshole?
No, he's just telling me to put the mask back on because apparently my teeth are popping out, but would you, for fuck's sake, stop focusing on my damn teeth?
Oh, just ignore them.
Do you have dentures or something I don't know about?
I don't have dentures. It's just that I have freaking crowding in my teeth, okay? It's actually just one of those generic things that freaking happens.
But
well,
one
that's
thing,
what I'm asking, because teeth popping out, I don't get it.
Oh, talking about my freaking canine there.
Well,
Well,
like
how
I was
about you? How about you take your ass and go sit on a sausage?
Well, like what I was saying though is
He might actually like that.
Yeah, by the way, Eternal Dragon Slayer, you couldn't be more right about Kiwi Farms. They love fucking with people like us, but because they're fucking wokey assholes.
They just
But
don't like the fact that people poke holes in their stupidity.
but like what I
Like
was saying.
I think it depends on what circle of Kiwi farms you're also looking at. I mean, there's some that oh, excuse me.
Well, like
There's some
example,
circles that are pretty tame and whatnot. There's others that are they can be about as Aspergic as the people they claim to be Aspergic. So
Hey, I am on the spectrum, but I'm not an idiot like them.
Yeah, exactly.
there's a
Yeah.
difference. There's a
Basically,
difference between Aspergic on the spectrum and internet Asperg. So,
But
You're
one thing I do want to note there, like I mean, kind of going back to what I was saying, the whole these lunatic trans women want to invade a female space where they have no business in, and notice how it's always the females that are getting sidelined. We can have Girl Scouts, and as long as you identify as a girl, you can join, but we can't have Boy Scouts. It has to be turned into Scouts. And yet you got this idiot on
Wait. They still have Girl Scouts?
yeah. It's still
Yeah,
called
no,
Girl
yeah,
Scouts.
Girl Scouts is still a thing.
No. If we can't have the Boy Scouts and it has to be the Scouts, no more Girl Scouts either. I don't care if you get pissy about the fact you can't sell your fucking Girl Scout cookies anymore. If we're making it to where the Boy Scouts don't have the Boy Scouts, it's the Scouts, then there's no more Girl Scouts, and you can't tell me otherwise. And if you're gonna complain about me being internal misogynist or something, you can suck my fucking clit. Because I'm sorry, I hate fucking hypocrites where it's like, well, we need to get rid of the Boy Scouts. Oh, but the Girl Scouts are okay to stay. No, either both go and it's one thing, or none go. I'm fucking sick of this shit.
Well, let's also be honest here. They're doing the LGBT a very poor representation by doing that too.
Yes.
More like willfully poor.
I mean,
That's
why do you think that even I've started walking away from most of that shit? Because
this is why, like, it's because of these idiots are the reason why I could never really say, hi, I'm bisexual. But like I said before, thankfully I met some great people such as Dee Dee and even my real-life best friend, who me and her have been friends since, for 12 years. I feel comfortable. Like, I can sit next to her, my cousin, who's also gay, and also a furry too, by the way. And I can sit next to you guys and not worry about y'all doing some cringe TikTok thing where you shove a damn rainbow fucking dildo up your ass while listening to fucking Nirvana.
What I do in private is not going on the internet.
Exactly.
No. Damn right.
No,
and there are some things that I don't want people to know about myself,
and
because
I am
Lord,
so
that part of myself is cringe, and I will freely admit that.
And I am so glad that I, met individuals like, you, Dee Dee, as well as Iron Claw, and anyone else was in the LGBT who is sane.
Hey, Cerno.
Yeah, sorry.
Hey, Cerno.
Yeah, I just don't like the how. Yeah, apparently the guy stayed 10 minutes later, so. Yeah.
By the way, you might want to block Banji Gyal, whatever, too, because he's talking shit.
Well,
these people have no lives. But go on, Dee Dee.
This is why one of the reasons why I stopped using Twitter. For one thing, I didn't like my blood pressure being sky high. Another, I hated the fact that anytime I call bullshit out when it came to like a quote-unquote queer coded character, I was told I was homophobic or something. I have to say I'm bisexual. And I hate that because it's like I should not have to say I'm bisexual to have my point.
Can I go on a bit of a minor
well,
rant here.
There's something
Yeah,
I
go on.
really wanted to say, but I might not get it in this episode. If people
let Ty actually have his little rant, and then Cerno, you can go.
You know,
all right.
Is anyone else bugged by the whole queer coding bullshit?
Yes, I'm sick of it.
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, these same people who want to say things like, don't stereotype the gay people, don't stereotype the lesbians, and yet they want to have a list on queer coding on how gays and lesbians should be portrayed in
poor
media.
Poor Louisa in Encanto. She's either a lesbian because she's buff or she's trans.
Yeah,
And not just that,
God forbid you have a buff feminine woman, kind of like when I said what I said about Sakura Ogami. You know, why can't a woman be both buff and embrace some level of femininity?
Exactly.
Because it's considered weakness to wokies.
It's like, there's. I'm sorry, but that's. If there's
Whose
women out there
dog
who.
is that?
Yeah. I mean, if there's women out there who don't want to embrace their femininity and be buff, I mean, that's fine. But, it's like, that seems like that's where they want to go with all female characters these days. And I think one of the Masters of the Universe on Netflix, has anyone seen that?
No, and I don't plan on it.
Jesus fucking Christ!
It feels
Leave
like...
the fucking room!
Dude,
Christ!
Dude, just time him out, ignore him. It's not worth it. You're only going to give him fuel. But anyway.
Seriously, whose dog is that?
Okay, so in my small town, there's a train, and my dog's a hunting dog. And he or she hates the train.
Okay, yeah, I have a dog who's I have a part lab, part hound at my parents' house back in well, I'll keep that to myself. He reacts the same way whenever even just the mail truck passing by, he freaks the fuck out.
Yeah.
But train goes by, oh my god, you cannot get that dog to stop. Speaking of the devil.
But Sono, I mean, I think Sono can have the floor now, right?
Yeah. I've had my rant, so go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to say that there's a little conflict brewing within the community right now, and that's about this. Apparently, okay, so this one person got exposed for being a pedo. Like, it just came out like 2 weeks ago. And because people defended him 8 months ago before all the evidence came out, apparently those people now have to apologize and basically say that they're basically retroactively guilty for being a pedo defender. Retroactively. To me, that's insane.
Never.
If you did not know at the time, you did not know at the time, you did not know what kind of person they were, but now that people know what kind of person they are, they're being condemned. Well, apparently that's not enough.
Of course not. It's never enough for these.
Never apologize to a woke.
Yeah, they still will project.
Well, that's a problem. These aren't wokies. These literally are people who are supposedly on our side about this whole thing, but they're so hard line that they assign retroactive guilt just like an SJW would.
I honestly think what community is this, if you don't mind my asking?
It's basically the whole attack was by this person at BEP Delta, I guess you could. But this guy basically, him and his orbiters think that you're retroactively guilty of being a pedo defender, quote unquote, if you didn't know 8 months ago that this person was being even if you didn't know, apparently, because the evidence hadn't came out yet, you're still somehow guilty of it. Even though,
yeah, well, no
what,
one thought
what community
Bill
was
Cosby
this though? That's where I'm confused.
Yeah, here we are.
It's some weird community, but still, it's the fact that they're attacking Alice over it now. It's like, come on, shut the fuck up.
Well, this is
It's
all
like-
I gotta say. You know, I mean, this country has this thing called innocent until proven guilty. We're going to back a person who is accused of something by default because I don't know how Crow put it best in one of his live streams. I cannot think what it was. It's something along the lines of it's best to defend a guilty person
who you don't know is guilty.
Who you don't know is guilty. That way you don't run the risk of a falsified shit. What is it called?
Wrong. Well, we've lost that in this country.
I mean, we have innocent until proven guilty. By default, you know, we should be practicing
on
that.
paper.
Otherwise, we'll run the risk of condemning somebody to a crime that they are not guilty of. You know,
we've lost that.
By that logic, every goddamn court case that this country has had, every goddamn accusation that's ever been made that, you know, we put on hold for the sake of trying to, you know, investigate the shit, everyone's guilty of by retroactively defending someone who is, I don't know, murder, pedophile, all that stuff.
Pretty much. That's pretty much what they're trying. But basically, that's if you take their arguments to a logical conclusion, you do come to that. Yeah.
Anyway.
Also, here's another thing. I want to freaking interject here. These people will actually say that pedos are actually a part of the LGBT plus community.
No, they are
not.
No.
And that is why we disown. That's another group of people. Actually, this isn't the same group of people I'm talking about.
You show up and
you're talking about the wokies.
You're a child diddler and you're part of our community at the Baton Rouge.
We're disowning you.
They get out. Yeah.
The Baton Rouge Pride Parade. Men with their stilettos will stomp your balls if you admit that you diddled children at the Pride Parade in Baton Rouge.
You know how many?
Good. Honestly,
you're not allowed. You're not allowed at our parade. We don't deal with scum and subhumans like you.
You know how many in the bear community will fucking strangle someone if they find out?
That's good.
Yeah,
that's absolutely good.
Honestly, I think that you know, beating them up is, I don't know. If it was legal, I'd beat up whoever defended an actual pedo, knowing, you know, if they knew that they were, you know, it's we don't want our own version of Ghislaine Maxwell, basically.
Yeah.
I want to know if anyone has beat the crap out of Dan Schneider yet.
They should. But also, guys, one thing I kind of wanted to bring back to
she's a fighter, Schneider.
Yeah, well,
I want to bring something.
I ended up hearing a story about this girl ending up being blacklisted for acting because her mom, when Dan Schneider was like, "Okay, take your shoes off. I want to see your feet," and her mom was like, "Why the hell you want to see her feet?" And Dan Schneider got pissy about it and basically blacklisted the girl because how dare the mom be like, "Hey, that's fucking weird. Why the fuck you want to see my kid's feet?"
Honestly, they really they should. These companies should just say, you know, fuck this. We're just gonna throw out the blacklist.
Are you talking about Janet McCurdy?
I don't remember the name. I just know this girl got blacklisted because her mom was like, "Hey, this is fucking weird. Why the fuck do you need to see my child's feet? I don't want you looking at my child's feet because this seems kind of pervy." And he got all pissy about it. And the girl got blacklisted because of it, because how dare her mom be, you know, an actual good mom and be like, "Hey, I know my daughter wants to succeed in acting and I want that for her, but I also don't want her to end up like Judy fucking Garland."
Yeah, well,
yeah.
Well, welcome to the West Coast. I mean, that's
Hollywood. Yep.
There's a reason. There's a reason.
Pedowood.
Yeah, there's a reason why Pedowood is a name for Hollywood. There is a reason for that. And it's nothing new. It's been an open secret for decades.
I definitely think I know where you're coming from, but
DC Douglas.
Oh God!
The guy who filmed a ladies' restroom and then and then said the signs are too small. And I'm just sitting here like, holy shit, that is not my first thought if I realize I'm in the men's bathroom, is to whip out my fucking phone and film everything. My first thought is, oh God, can I get out before I'm discovered?
I'm sorry, but you know,
guys.
I'm sorry. I don't like using public restrooms as it is, but if I'm going to be
Neither do
using
I.
one, the first thing that I'm going to be doing is double, maybe even triple checking to make sure I'm going to the right one, especially in this climate.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
one thing I do want to thought. One thing I do want to thought there real quick. I kind of jumping back to Ironclaw. His rant earlier. I didn't say anything because I wanted Sono to have his piece, if you will. But okay, so that whole coding thingy. No, first I just want to say right here and right now, we real LGBT people, those of us, me, Ironclaw, DD, and anyone else within the LGBT community who is sane, is not nor ever will be your fucking token. We are human beings, not your token, not your purse puppy. Nothing of that is just no.
Well, this is
well, in their quest to try and meet these demands of, we want there to be representation of LGBT people in our media, but they only want to go for one type of LGBT person.
Well, what pisses me
They never
off...
want to. It's like, if you're going to appeal to the LGBT community, that's fine, but don't just portray us in one light. If you want to, if you're going to play that card, then play the card knowing that there's more types of us out there.
Well, the thing that pisses me off is, oh, we're gonna have this gay / bi / trans character, but we're gonna take an existing character and make it that. And it's like, I want my own bisexual character.
Yeah,
I don't want Superman's son as my bisexual character. I want an original bisexual character, hence why I like Luz from the Owl House. I don't want a reskin. I find that insulting and lazy. Basically, you're saying, oh, we want your money, but we don't want to work for your money. So here's a character fucking skinned. Be happy we even gave you fucking this.
Oh, do you guys remember when Nickelodeon, during like Pride Month about a year or two ago, they posted something on their profile? Let us honor these LGBT characters, and they had like 3 characters on there that they put like rainbow filters over or something like that.
Yeah,
some shit like that.
Yeah,
and the whole coded thing is.
They were all. None of them were declared anytime gay throughout whatever respective series they were in. SpongeBob was one of them, and last I checked, Steven Hillenburg said he was canonically asexual or something like that.
SpongeBob is asexual, so they fucked up on the representation there with SpongeBob.
Well, he's a literal sponge.
It gets better. The Loud House, as much as I do not like the Loud House, they had 2 examples of LGBT characters in there that were canonically and openly LGBT.
Luna.
Yeah, there's Luna, and then there was
the neighbors, the guys. I don't know the names, but I know there was that. The kids' friends' dads are gay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It's like, you want to honor these characters as being your LGBT reps for your company, but you don't want to honor these canonical ones. It's like, again, that's a bit of a slap in the face.
Also, Luna, much like Luz, is a great example.
Yeah.
We assume, because we've basically been fed all our lives, that obviously Sam must be a boy, but then we find out Sam is a girl, and it's like, holy shit, I didn't see that coming. This is great. They didn't basically make it seem like, have Luna be like, oh, Sam, her blonde hair is so great. Basically be like saying, did we just, here she is, you're lesbian. Let's make sure you know she's a lesbian. No, they waited till the end where you find out it's like, holy shit. They didn't force it. For
one thing I do want to throw out there too, by the way, is the fact that when they do these fucking LGBT individuals, well, yes, we can say it is true. I even met a gay guy who was that type of gay, was a little over the top, you know. That's fabulous. Like, yes, there are
Has a little
individuals
pink
out there.
poodle.
There are people out there like that, but you gotta think. Most of you look at this chat. You got 3 individuals right now. None of us are flamboyant as hell. I am a femboy, and not even I am that damn flamboyant. Oh, and one thing. Speaking of fanboys, we are not fucking trans. Yes, there are trans individuals who will cross-dress, but that's a different reason as to why we femboys cross-dress. We do it for pleasure, enjoyment, what have you.
I mean, RuPaul has
By
basically made
by
it
that
clear.
logic, a drag queen is trans. No, they do it because they're fucking comedians.
Exactly.
RuPaul has basically said, "Look, I like dressing as a woman, but I don't identify as a woman."
There you go. But see, that's and remember, these idiots always talk about, let's listen to their voices. No, listen to the LGBT, blah blah blah.
Hello?
Where's our voices? Where the fuck is my voice being heard? Where's Ironclaw's voice being heard? Where's Dee Dee's voice being heard? You're telling us to shut up while these over the top. And I'll be honest with you. I already told this to Dee Dee, but I don't know if you heard this when I said Ironclaw. But these SJWs who claim to be members of the LGBT, I don't believe they are 100% LGBT, because you got to remember, first off, it is evil, downright evil, to be a straight person, especially a straight white person. And so they got to make
a straight white cis person on top of that.
Well,
yeah.
This is where we use the scene from Family Guy when Quagmire accidentally marries a raggedy old stripper. The minute they say that they're gay or something, you get someone of the same sex and say, "Kiss them." And if they hesitate, you basically point out, "I thought you were queer. Kiss them."
Yeah.
But it's just, again, these people, they gotta make up these words. I'm non-binary. I'm a Z. I'm a Zer. I'm a blah.
I identify as a 12-year-old potato named Gladys.
I identify as
God, please do not
GLaDOS. Oh God.
Do not get me started on the people who identify as young children. Oh my God.
Yeah, that seems a bit sus.
Please don't bring that up. I just managed to block that out.
Yeah, and again, it's just these individuals are making the 3 of us and other sane LGBT members look terrible. Like my best friend, me and her have been friends since for 12 years. She's bisexual. She's awesome as fuck. And yet she can't stand how these new LGBT, or the fake LGBT, I want to call it, are acting, because they want to play the victim. They demand that every single character or every single thing has a gay character. Newsflash.
Again, get one of these Loki lying assholes with someone of the same sex and tell them, "Kiss them." And if they're like, it's like, "Kiss them or you're lying." And then they either have to go through with it, or they have to admit and deal with the shame of being fucking liars.
That's honestly at this point how I feel about it. Oh, you know, I don't like.
I pronounce you Captain Larry. You know, it's actually a Kevin Jason Adam Sandler movie where they actually pretend to be gay, just to actually help Larry get freaking health insurance to the fire department.
Oh, okay, yeah, I know what movie you're talking about. Isn't that the one that had the guy that played that one guy in The King of Queens or something like that?
Yeah,
they're friends.
Yeah, I saw that. I honestly low key kind of thought that was a somewhat hilarious movie, but yeah.
But in that case, that's different. It was to help a friend who wouldn't have had insurance otherwise.
Yeah,
I mean, granted, if you were to do that in real life, I mean, that's considered insurance fraud, but you know.
Well,
Yeah,
wouldn't
but I mean,
that be the same thing with a straight couple?
Oh yeah.
well, yeah.
I mean.
But I mean, but one thing I do want to throw out there too is also I don't know about you or Dee, but I personally do not like Will and Grace, the character who I don't know if he's gay in real life, or whatever, but the guy who was gay in the show was just way too annoying for my taste.
Are we talking about Just Jack?
Yes.
Yeah.
You mean stalker of
Government
Kevin
Cheese asked
Bacon?
a pretty good question. When are we going to be covering anime and manga in depth?
To be fair, I gotta get a new mic. You know, I think that's what I would do now. Since I got plenty of money, maybe I will get a new mic. That way I can still do live streams and stuff like that.
Well, I gotta go now. My blood sugar's starting to dip.
Oh no.
All right.
Yeah, go take care of that.
Hollywood, talk to actual queer people rather than do your thing of what you think queer people are like.
Stop talking to straight white cis women.
And that's it. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye, GD. I hope you're okay.
Watch as
I
I'm
mean,
watch as I'm going to be called a misogynist for that one.
To be fair, it's not really the straight cis white women or whatever. It's just the woke women and men who want to pander to us. Where it's like, we didn't ask for this. We did not ask for your help.
Guys, it's the woke, rich, suburban, college-educated ones, or college-educated, which we mean indoctrinated.
Educated in quotes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And again,
more like indoctrinated, but
and it's like what I brought up before with the whole privilege. We ain't privileged. I'm not privileged. Sono's not privileged. No one here is privileged. The only ones who are privileged are these wokies who are like, I identify as non-binary chipmunk.
And the thing is that
hair. I'm going to dye my hair rainbow color, and I'm going to sit on Twitter for 24 hours crying about how misogynistic a cartoon character is.
I want to be an advocate for everything, including the environment, but I'm going to go onto Twitter. That is like the worst with carbon footprints.
Is that who I think it is?
Yeah, it's the manga version of My Dress Up Darling.
Oh yeah, that is Marin. Yeah. Nice.
AKA best waifu of the year.
Yeah,
exactly. Because basically,
what about Fairy Tail Ultra Sniper?
But here's the thing, guys. This is actually just going way out of hand because basically, people are actually saying that Marin is actually an underage girl when she's. They don't actually simply say what her freaking canonical age is because apparently, freaking. We don't care about age in freaking anime.
And then this is the thing. This is why. Okay, this.
Oh, let's turn up this. But keep going, Turno.
This kind of expansion and goalpost moving is exactly why I defend Lolicon so much, because it's the only thing preventing this cascading effect, where first they come for the Lolicon, then they come for characters like Marin, and then they'll just keep going down and down the list, banning more and more stuff until pretty much all hentai tags are pretty much banned and illegal. This is their plan. It's a foot in the door. I said a long time ago, the whole crusade against Lolicon was a foot in the door for further bans down the line. And here we're seeing it. We're seeing that they've got it on the social media, and now they're trying to move the goalpost. They haven't even won their first battle yet, and now they're still trying to move the goalpost. It's ridiculous, and this is why people need to understand. You censor one thing, you're enabling censorship down the line of other things, and people don't seem to realize that because all that they just have their mind. Think of the chillins like a suburban white, like a suburban person.
No. These people do not even think of the children. They don't even care about children. They just use them.
Mr. A, they do care about the children. They care about them a lot.
I'm just saying
they care about the children enough to want to bring them into bed.
Well,
yeah.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, we can't allow censorship to have that little seed. Well, once you start censoring fiction the same way as you do more serious stuff, then you're basically setting it up for a cascading effect where where you have all this goalpost moving. Like, look at Uzaki-chan. Look at the whole Ilulu thing. The whole Nezuko thing. It's all coming down the line.
Maggie brought up a good thing about the whole, they heard that they censored Dragon Maid. Yes, Vagina censored Dragon Maid because boobies are evil and it scares the Winnie the Pooh lookalikes. But though, apparently, I don't know if Funimation is planning on taking that censored version just to say F-U to the fans or not, but if they do take the Chinese version of the censorship, then no one's going to watch it. And
Japan needs to look at that and say, well, it's these companies are why we have so much piracy.
Exactly, because no one wants to watch censored shit. Guess what? It's like that one meme or post I seen a while back. Censorship is telling the man he may not eat the steak because the baby cannot chew it.
Can I just say real quick? I find it funny that in recent years, Funimation's been all like, we got to keep things a bit more conservative. No boobies, no sexy. Yet they have dubbed Ikitosen, which is still on there, which is still in their roster. My sister has a membership on Funimation. I can confirm this. I've actually gone through the roster. They still have Ikitosen on there. They at one point had Master of Martial Arts, which goes bare breast in terms of its exposure, and
they still have Monster Musume.
Yep.
That's because this was all before they went woke, and they just haven't gotten around to it yet. Probably.
Oh no! One of the more recent ones, Bayonetta Bloody Fate, is on there. Do you? If any of you have seen that, you know very much how lewd that one is.
Oh, also one thing I do want to jump the subject just
panty and stocking. Do we need to get started on panty and stocking?
No, we don't, motherfucker.
And that's still on their roster.
We started on the fact that basically Monica Rial and freaking Jamie Markey both voiced the Anarchy Sisters, aka Panty and Stocking. And they're both freaking prominent Kick members.
Mr. A.
I'm sorry. You are not going to get me to. I've made my rants on it in the past. You are never going to get me to like that anime. I sat through that train wreck. I cannot find anything good about it. It is just so fucking retarded.
Well, one thing I do want to talk about. I want to change the subject real quick to talk to Emmett Cerno for a moment. Now Cerno, I really don't know how to tell you this. But even though I'm not a furry, I'm still never going to be a furry. But a couple of weeks ago, you know how YouTube is like, hey, because you saw a thing 10 years ago, here's that same thing with the same tag or whatever. Well, I was inspired by it, and I decided to, type in furry drama. Now, I came across things like the Rain Forest incident, as well as several other things. But I came across this one YouTuber who he was talking about the drama within the furry community. And as he was speaking, I honestly couldn't help but think this guy sounds familiar. Like this guy, he is.
I don't really post on the YouTube.
Oh no! Hold on. Like he sounds like us because.
Just a minute.
Alright.
See, I don't know about that whole furry drama shit. The most furry drama shit I know of is that whole Kiro the Wolf incident, which one of Kiro's mods threatened me with a lawsuit if I didn't stop posting meme comments, which, I'm still waiting for that response.
Well, just throwing it out there, like the drama, it's basically the left, because what I heard is I seen 2 videos of this guy's content and another furry talk about how he's no longer a furry or in the furry community. He still dresses up as a furry, but he was making a video talking about why he doesn't do furries. He's in the furry community anymore is because it's not like it was in 2012 when he was first doing it. It was fun, exciting, loving, etc., etc. And it's because of the wokies, SJWs, who slithered in and ruined everything. It became more political. You have these furries who are talking about, hey, we need to kill all conservatives. Ooh, woo. We need to,
Don't forget
Well,
woo.
honestly, when it comes to the things that I mean, what's funny is that because of feminism, these wokies are acting just like conservatives when it comes to like anime and manga and stuff. So
No,
they're ones to talk.
I'd say the conservatives are actually a bit more tame these days than what.
Yeah, the SJW classics. But I mean, my main point here, though, Cerno, is apparently the furries are not the enemy. The furries are just the innocent bystanders who are taken over by SJWs who have turned their entire community into this stupid shit post where it's like, hey, let's kill
That's
all
why we need to
conservatives.
gatekeep.
Ooh, woo.
Yep.
That's why we need to
Yeah,
gatekeep
they
these
keep
people.
And they keep sneaking in. Okay, I'd actually hate to interject here, there, Dio, but I want to bring in that these same people will actually freaking Trojan horse us in the anime and manga community, along with the gaming community, just so they can
Gaming
actually.
community, they've already done that to the Western gaming community. Look at Reset Era. They basically now everything goes through Reset Era. Everything in the Western gaming industry has to have their approval before and even some Eastern games that are localized. Reset Era holds a lot of power, and that's one of the big problems that the gaming community has because they didn't gatekeep back then.
Yeah.
And that's what happened to the furry community. The furry community, yeah, there was probably cringe here and there, but the wokies came in, and now you see on Twitter, 9 times out of 10, let's kill all conservatives, ooh woo. Now this other obnoxious cringe.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's what you get when
Can
you
we
let these
hold
people
here
in.
for now?
Yeah, let's actually wrap this up, guys, because we've actually had so much fun, and let's get our fireflies out of the way. All right, Cerno, let's start you off. Let's start off with you.
Yeah, I'm just pretty pissed off at how people like to call people like things like pedo defender, even if they defended someone that they did not, like where no one knew at the time that they were that there was actually some evidence that just hadn't come out yet. And this is one of the biggest problems, that you can't have innocent until proven guilty if you're retroactively held responsible for defending someone who later turns out to be a freak. Yeah. This is the problem that I just don't get, why people, like, there's some people within our own community that are starting to fall into that purity spiral, and we need to stop this purity spiral before it tears our community apart. That's just what I'm saying.
All right.
Well, worst case scenario, the way I see it is that, worst case scenario, it's going to have to tear it apart before anyone realizes, oh, hey, we fucked up,
Pretty much.
But, the damage from that's going to be harder to repair. But, better late than never, I guess.
All right. So, Ty, would you like to do you have any final goodbyes you'd like to say?
Well, just thank you for letting me come on and have some fun, because I've been iced in today. I didn't go to work because they shut down. So
same here, and basically, I'm actually snowed in here as well. So anyway, now on to Matt. So Matt, you got anything you want to say?
Nothing much for me. Just be excellent to each other and party the fuck on, dudes. And remember, if you frequent kiwi farms and are and are one of those people that like to talk shit about us, I've got one place for you in mind.
Uganda.
I'm more thinking the principal's office.
Detroit.
No.
Detroit's too kind of a punishment. Chicago.
Chicago.
I'm more thinking
Oh
the
yes,
principal's
Chicago.
Now take your ass on down to Oshag Hennessy's office right now and tell him exactly what you did.
Wait,
Nice.
is that a scene from? Is that where they were getting the names?
Insubordinate.
Oh my god, that is the scene.
Right.
Yep.
Anyway, Dino?
Alright, well, it's fun. Newsflash to all the, wokey LGBT. You make us look bad. Please shut up and let me, Ironclaw, DD, and those of us who are sane and not mentally challenged like yourselves speak more, because holy crap, I'm getting tired of seeing these, lame ass LGBT characters in comics that no one, and I do mean it, no one asked for. Furthermore, remember, my glorious little heathens, to let your passions burn brightly.
Oh, Lord.
Amen to that. Anyway, guys, I do appreciate you coming on board and dealing with my crazy ass shenanigans as always. But, to the Kiwi Fire members, you guys can go fuck yourselves for all I care. I really don't give a shit.
Again, principal's office.
Yeah, right there,
Jesus.
dude. Basically, all I gotta say is thanks for coming on board with me, dealing with my crazy ass shenanigans. And as always, guys, just remember these 3 things. Respect the waifus, enjoy your fandoms, enemy is freedom. And until the next time we meet again, this is Mr. Enemy 343 saying, God, anime, mecha, and big titty waifu, fucking speed.
Adios, muchacho.
Yeah.